This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader.
And that leads down across the 20-yard line to lot number 16. Radar on the carry, he's inside the 10-yard line.
Riley's got to take that.
Maybe you can talk to her about it too. You know what I mean? Hey.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors: Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production. This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout north central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production. This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions. Online at evansagencyrochester.com. The lawyers and staff at Peterson, Wagoner & Perkins LLP are here to provide the highest quality legal and professional service to their clients presently and for the future. See a full list of services online at peterson-wagoner.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
4th and 13 for Wabash. Higgin back to pass, rolls left. Here comes some pressure. Throws it up in the middle of the field. It is incomplete. Good job by Brady Perez breaking up that pass, and the Zebras will take over on downs.
Clark had his hands on the ball, and Perez took his head off.
I don't know how the quarterback got rid of that because Walker was coming completely in line. With 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter, leading 28-15.
Stopped by just defense.
Very good. I mean, you have the play by wrist in there. You've got a couple batted balls.
Yeah.
The defense is starting to
Put a lot of pressure on Higdon in the second
make
half.
some noise.
Riston comes wide to the near side. Matt Lease dots the I. Prater is split right. From the 17-yard line of the Zebras with 4.5 to play in the third. Brady Perez takes a snap, gives to Abbott. Abbott off the right side. Abbott dragging some Wabash tacklers with him. Crosses the 20, down to around the 22 or 3-yard line. Nice run. Might be the biggest run of the second half, to be honest with you.
I agree with you. Yep.
Give him 6, it'll be 2nd and 4.
The clock's moving.
Yep, 4:15 to play in the third quarter. Rochester looking at 2nd down and 4 from about the 23.5-yard line. Prater comes wide to the near side. Risco goes split right. Isaiah Jackson now dots the I. Wilson Dalton tight left. Brady Perez under center with 10 on the play clock. Takes a snap. Gives to Abbott again. Abbott falls to the 25. He might have gotten 1 there. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 for the Rochester Zebras. Maybe a long 2. Holy cow, what are we doing here?
I also think some conditioning right now, but these kids look very, very tired.
And Wabash has an injured player on the field. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. Come back at Rochester High School next. You're listening to Zebra Football 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. Second down and 6 for the Rochester Zebras at the Wabash 49-yard line in the near hash, which is the Rochester sideline. Zebras going to our left. Split backs for Brady Perez. Brady with 7 on the play clock, pitches out to Abbott. Why not? Abbott, right side, lowers his head, runs over another Wabash tackler, and takes it to the Wabash 45.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Yep. Be a
Clock
yard
rolls.
short.
90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Third down, and 1 for Rochester. Ball spotted inside the Wabash 45-yard line, 44.5-yard line to be exact. B.J. Barnes split to the near side. Hayden Prater split right, split backs for Brady Perez. Wilson Dalton tight to the right side. On 3rd and 1, Brady Perez hands off to Abbott. Abbott waits, hesitates, now accelerates through the line of scrimmage, and he takes the ball to the 41, and that'll be enough for another Zebra first down. I like that run. I like that run because Bryce Abbott needed to hesitate just a little bit, Mac, to let that block in front of him develop. He did that. He's hesitated, then accelerated.
And that's as being a junior now and having all them reps in, you're starting to see him. He's seeing things. It's slowing down, and he's starting to see the whole and see things develop. And that's dangerous for other people.
A minute to play in the third quarter. Rochester up 28-15, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Zebras, just shy of the Wabash 40-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Liston goes split right, Prater split left. Wilson Dalton tight left. Bryce Abbott and Matt Lease in the formation. Perez with 15 on the play clock takes the snap from Graham. Back to pass. Perez down the far side. He's got a wide open Prater. And make that Riston, and it's incomplete. Overthrew him by about 5 yards, and it'll now bring up 2nd down and 10.
I get it, to keep it honest, just continue to run the ball up the middle. They're going to get onto that, but again, why get fancy?
Yeah, that run the ball up the middle's resulted in 3 or 4 or 5 yards at a crack. 41 seconds to play in the third.
And the clock stops.
Yep. And Rochester has it. 2nd and 10 at the Wabash 41-yard line. Matt Lease quickly, they're going to have to blow timeout. The play just does get to the huddle with 7 on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry. And Coach Hooker's going to have to use a timeout. Yep. Rochester will use a timeout. It'll be a 60. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. 41 seconds to play in the third quarter. Rochester uses a timeout, and they'll have the ball 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line of the Wabash Apaches on the far hash. An interesting score just came in. You want to go ahead and give it?
Yeah. LaVille and CMA.
How many years have we been together?
Well, I know. That's why I looked at you when you paused. I didn't realize. Yeah, LaVille and CMA 6-6.
That says a lot for LaVille.
It is. It does say a lot for LaVille. 1A versus 4A.
As you heard Coach Hooker say in the pregame, the academy is loaded for bear this year.
Right.
I-backs for Brady Perez. On 2nd and 10. Takes the snap. Pitches out to Jackson. Then hands off to Prater. Prater with blockers in front of him. Hayden Prater bounces to the near side. Now out to the number. At the 30, the 25. Lowers his head and spun down at about the 22. 1st and 10 for the Zebras. That just about didn't happen because Wabash was in the face mask of Isaiah Jackson, and he just had to pitch it out there hoping for something good to happen, and Hayden Prater right there to grab it, and then he had blockers in front of him.
He had a good wall set up by that left side of the Rochester offensive line. He did a good job of getting out, getting downfield, setting that up. And Prater did a good job of weaving his way through the defense to get behind it.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for the Zebras. Jackson and Abbott split backs. Prater, the flanker, to the left side with 9 on the play clock. Brady Perez under center on 1st and 10. Brady takes a snap to Abbott. Oh, there's a fumble.
Oh.
And I believe Wabash falls on it.
Yep, Wabash has it.
Unblocked.
Abbott never really got the ball. He kind of got it on his hip from Perez, and he got nailed right in the chest as soon as that happened.
So Wabash takes over after the fumble by the Rochester Zebras, and they'll have it 1st and 10.
Rochester's first turnover.
With 0.1 seconds, Randall. Oh. 0.1 seconds left in the third quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Apaches at their own 27-yard line.
Time for a big play for them.
And Holly back on the field. It's not Randall, I beg your pardon. I owe him an apology.
We'll still blame Randy for it.
It's easy to do, isn't it? Higdon out of the pistol. Last play of the third quarter. Oh, nice snap. Grabs it with one hand. Comes to the near side. Has a receiver over the middle. It is incomplete. Off the face mask. Fellas, he is 8 yards behind the defense.
Yeah.
The ball hits him in the face mask, and that ends the quarter.
I'm not sure he's fast enough to outrun the defense, but yeah.
He is 8 yards behind the defense, and it hit him in the face mask. After 3, Rochester leading 28-15. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. Well, finally, he hadn't up to that. Fourth and final quarter we go at Rochester. The Zebras leading 28-15. After the incomplete pass to end the third quarter, Wabash looking at 2nd down and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Now going to our left, ball being the far hash, which is the Wabash sideline. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin, I'm David Musselman. Don't forget, next week we're on the road as we travel to the Knox Redskins. Wabash will send 3 receivers to the near side and 1 to the far. Vandervelden is the one to the far. Holly is the wideout here to the near side, which is the Rochester sideline. Higdon from the shotgun formation with Booth beside him. High snap on the run pass option, gets it across to Sodervik. And it is complete to the 31-yard line, 32. Give him 5. It'll be 2nd down and make that third down and 5, I believe.
Yeah, the incomplete pass was 1st down. It's got to be 3rd down. There we go.
3rd and 5 for the Wabash Apaches now at their 32-yard line. They're on the ball without a huddle. Trips to the near side. Higdon in the shotgun formation. Ball in the middle field now for the Apaches. Another high snap. Hands off to Booth. Booth has a 1st down for Wabash as he gets across the 35 and carries the ball down to around the 38-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Wabash 1st down as he picks up 7.
If they can get that, if they can run the ball for 7, Wabash is going to be unstoppable.
That's almost their biggest
Run of the night.
Yep.
1st and 10 for the Apaches at their own 39.
They've only got 24 yards rushing on the ball game.
11-10 to play in the game. Rochester up 28-15, and then a snap goes over the head of Higdon.
Oh.
And he beats Wilson, make that Jerry Plummer to the loose ball. But Plummer sacks him back at the 28-yard line. A huge loss.
10-yard loss.
And that'll bring up 2nd down and about 20 for the Apaches. That one just squirted right through his hands, which again was above his head, the snap was. And Plummer just about outran him.
It's a matter of time for one of those went by him.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
27-yard line is where the snap will happen from. Higdon passes,
Deflected.
pass deflected to the line of scrimmage by guess who?
Mr.
Tyler.
Walker.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 20 for the Apaches. Back at their 27-yard line with 10:20 to play in the football game. Rochester leading 28-15.
I'm very impressed, Rochester. I mean, I don't know if they've worked really hard on that, and that's a big trend in football. You can't get to them, put your hands up, and they've done a fantastic job of deflections and putting their hands up.
Higdon in the shotgun. Booth to his left. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Here's a little screen. It is complete.
Nice screen.
And right there is
who else? Oh, that's Graham. That's Mr. Graham.
Zach Graham sniffed that out and brought down Booth for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down and about 22 now for the Wabash Apaches with 10 minutes to play in the football game.
If he doesn't get him, he's still running.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody else there.
Graham just stood his ground.
Yeah.
He almost saw that coming. I'm sure he did see that coming.
Everybody else was at the quarterback upfield, and I mean, that was a beautiful call.
It was a jailbreak, too.
Yeah.
So Prater stands back at his 45 to receive the punt from Holly, who will kick this one from inside his 15-yard line. Good snap. Gets it away. High kick. Drifts towards the Rochester sideline and goes out of bounds at about the 46. Give him the 45. So the 45-yard line is where Rochester will start this series, their own 45, leading 28-15.
Just under 9.5 minutes. They could use half of that up with a good drive.
Yep. Scored halftime, 28-15.
It's a defensive struggle here. In the
It
second
is.
half.
You're right.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was a main talking point in the locker room, and both teams were listening.
Both teams
And adjusted.
They made good adjustments, yeah.
Jackson dots the I. Perez under center. Quick snap. Gives to Abbott. Bryce Abbott carries the ball to midfield and falls across the 50 to around the 49. Give him 6. It'll be... Nope. Give him 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. 9:15 to play in the game.
That's all you need right there. Clock running, 5 yards. Rochester finds a way to score. I think that's the nail in the coffin.
Yep. Prater split left, right side of the field. Barnes wide to the right side. Dalton tight left. I backs for Brady Perez on 2nd and 5. Graham with the snap. Bryce Abbott picks his way through the traffic. Could have been stopped in the line of scrimmage, but good footwork gets him a positive gain. He takes it to the 2? Yep, 42-yard line. I beg your pardon.
47.
Yep, 47-yard line. Picked up
2.
about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Rochester Zebras. Clock rolls. 8.5 minutes to play in the game. Again, Zebras are up 28-15. Brad Thomas, Kyle McLaughlin. I'm David Musselman. Rochester will now go to the full house backfield of 2 tight ends. Riston tight left. Dalton tight right. Jackson, Abbott, and Prater in the backfield with 7 on the play clock. Here's the snap. Prater gets the carry. Go on right. Hayden Prater gets to the 45 and swung down at the 44. That's going to be close to a Zebra first down.
Which foot?
Everybody's standing.
They better not give him the 45 because he
was past the 45.
was past the 45.
He's got first down is what he's saying. Okay.
You give him the 44 and
There
a new
you
set of
go.
downs for the Zebras.
Yeah, he was well past the 45, but I thought they were going to mark it back to the 45.
Hey, what'd you think of Sam Darnold? Did you see that game last night?
Yeah, looked good.
Did you see that game?
He looked
No, I
really
did
good.
not.
I thought he looked really good.
Yeah.
I thought Alex Smith looks good and the Redskins look good too.
Yep.
Under 8 to play in the game. 28-15. Rochester leads. Dalton tight left. 1 on the play clock, and Rochester's going to have to use another timeout. Rochester uses another timeout. We'll take a 30. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
The play clock started
Well, it's the first game for the officials, too. They did not charge a timeout to Rochester's. Matt Lease runs right by a run blitz defender from the Wabash Apaches, runs right by him and carries it out to the 40-yard line. So giving 4 to be 2nd and 6. They did not charge Rochester with a timeout there.
Because they forgot to reset the play clock.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt and for Wabash about took the handoff.
You're right. Southwood defeats Manchester tonight, 33-0. 2nd, 6 for the Zebras. Barnes goes split left. Prater split to the right. Dalton tight right. I-backs for Perez. Brady takes the snap, gives to Lease. Matt Lease on the left side. He's got a first down as he spins his way to the 30. A 10-yard gain by Matt Lease. And he takes it out to the 30-yard line of the Wabash Apaches.
We hiked that ball there with 15 seconds still on the play clock. I don't know. Maybe that's what Hooker wants, Coach Hooker wants, but I would bleed every minute of that clock, second of that clock you can get.
Prater wide to the right. Riston split left. Lease dots the I. Quick snap again. And then we're going to have
giving him the timeout. Wabash coach was.
Wabash wants a timeout, and they'll get it. We'll take a minute. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo. Whether you want to learn self-defense, physical cross-training, or looking to compete in national tournaments, Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading martial arts authority. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back at Rochester High School after the Wabash timeout, the Zebras have it 1st and 10 at the Wabash 30-yard line. Lease now the fullback. He gets the carry right up the middle. Matt Lease. Spinning, gets 2. Clock rolls, 6.5 to play in the game. Rochester up 28-15. Well, one thing about tonight's game for Rochester is a lot of backs have touched the ball.
You're right, yeah.
Abbott's had a monster game. That's a given. Lease has ran well. Jackson has ran well.
Had 5 different people carry the football tonight.
Perez has ran well.
313 rushing yards.
Yeah.
But how about getting Hayden Prater to play football, one of the best athletes in the school?
Yep.
Getting him to come out. I mean, just another weapon.
Perez hands off to Prater. Hayden Prater up the middle. And he takes the Wabash tacklers inside the 20 to the 18, giving 10 and a Zebra first down.
And obviously the way tape is, and with Huddle now, they can see everything. But how do you cue on? I mean, Abbott obviously is the horse, but how do you cue on one ball handler? You can't.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to.
Of course, you guys know as well as I do that everything happens in the running game up front.
Yep.
And these guys up front, outside of a couple of series in the third quarter, have won the entire game at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Prater again, looking for the end zone. Prater still on his feet, carries the ball inside the 10 to around the 7. Give him 9, it'll be 2nd and 1.
And Wabash clawing at the football all the way.
1st and goal?
No, I give him 11. I beg your pardon. It'll be, give him 10. It'll be 1st and goal at the 8.
We'll split it.
It's the first game.
It is the first game, yeah.
Yeah, Zach
It may not get any better than
St.
this for me.
Gilbreth.
What's that?
It may not get any better than this for me. Rochester will go to 2 tight ends. Dalton left. Allen right. Full house backfield for the Zebras. From the 8. Prater again. Goes left. Has a hole. Lowers his head. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Zebras! Hayden Prater with a touchdown tonight for the Zebras, and now they're up 34-15.
Taking that left side, almost untouched till he gets about the 2-yard line and dives in for the score. That's the fourth different running back for Rochester to score tonight.
5:13 to play in the game. Rochester up 34-15, and the PAT coming from Schaefer.
With Wabash's quick strike offense, that's huge right there.
Yep, you're right.
That's huge.
Riston the holder. Snap is down. Kick is away. And it is good. 35-15. Zebras lead with 5:13 to play in the game. 30-second timeout. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. .5:13 to play in the game, Brad. The Zebras strike again.
Yep, 9 plays, 55 yards on a Hayden Prater 7-yard run, and he carried the ball for the last, 30 yards for the Zebras.
Yep.
And great job for the offensive line for Rochester as they punch in another score and spread that lead. That's 21 unanswered points now for Rochester since the last, 2 minutes before half?
Yeah. 5:13 to play in the game. Again, next week we are at Knox. That's a 7:30 Eastern Standard Time start at Knox High School. We'll be there for that. We haven't talked a whole lot about what happens next year. Next year, Wabash will stay on the schedule, as will Knox, but Southwood going to enter week 9, and there's going to be an 8-game, and all the conference games count. This one does not count, but all the conference games next year will count.
That's good. I think they should.
Schaefer ready.
Who do we
High
drop?
end over in kick. Holly from about the 12. Holly at the 25 pops it outside and is driven backwards, and he's going to get probably marked at about the 26-yard line.
So the TRC crossover game, this is the last year of that.
Yep, there will be nothing on the. So we'll know where we're going every week next year.
Oh, all right.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Apaches at their own 25-yard line with 5:06 to play in the football game. Coming up at the post-game show, Coach Brian Hooker will join us. We'll have the stats as well.
I like that a lot better. Because like last year, Southwood wins the conference. We didn't even see Southwood.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Rochester would have beat them or anything would have been different or changed or anything like that, but, we didn't even see the conference champion last year.
Well,
That's kind of...
That QB they had last year, that's special right there.
Oh, and the receiver?
And the receiver.
Troxel?
Yep.
And Nose is a tight end. Best athlete in the conference as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's a very special athlete.
Blair, we're going to have a delay a game against the Wabash Apaches, so that's going to back them up 5. Coach's Corner coming up tomorrow morning at 8. Randall will have that. 1st and 10 for the Apaches, now back at their 20-yard line, 1st and 15. 5 minutes to play in the football game. Rochester up 35-15. Higdon out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side. Back to pass, looking to the right. Little lob pass. Oh! Picked off.
Tyler Walker just about pulled that down one-handed and took off for the end zone.
Knocked it down with one hand and was just about soft enough.
He was pulling it down with one hand, but he couldn't get his fingers around it, and the ball went straight to the ground.
That young man is having a second half.
That was a good job there.
When Higdon goes to bed tonight, he's going to see 51. He's going to be right there. He has been in his face the entire second half.
Rochester's going to have too many men on the field. The ball is complete to Sodervik, and he carries it across the 30-yard line. Landon Kelly comes in for the first time for the Rochester Zebras, so some of these kids are going to get some new looks. They're probably going to decline this penalty. Maybe not.
Well, it'll be a 5-yard penalty, so they're going to decline it because they got 10 yards on the pass.
They did decline it.
Yeah.
But it'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. North Miami finally on the board with 2 minutes to play in the game. Mechanical leads 22-7. 3rd and 4 for the Wabash Apaches at about their 31-yard line with 4:50 to play in the game with Rochester up 35-15. Higdon out of the gun. Gives to Booth up the middle. Booth is stopped short of the first down marker.
Walker.
Yeah, Tyler Walker. And it's going to be 4th and 1, and Wabash quickly on the football. Plummer back in. Kelly comes out. Quick snap. Higdon to keep it. Higdon grabbing his shirt tail, throws it up for grabs. It is going to be incomplete. Rochester will take over on downs. Tyler Lamb right there. Also Zach Graham there to put pressure on him, and Wilson Dalton.
It's amazing what, being uncomfortable will do for a quarterback. And I mean, this entire second half, he's been beaten, he's been hitting, he's been hit. Nothing's been comfortable.
Yeah, you're right.
Which the DBs are thanking their defensive line because it was looking bad there for a while.
Coach Hooker will bring his starters back onto the field for offense. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Zebras at the Wabash 34-yard line with 4:25 to play in the game.
Higdon was 10 of 14 in the first half. He's 10 of 23 in the second half.
Wow.
Matt Lees comes on late. I believe he's going to be the tailback into the game now. Yep, Rochester will go to a full house backfield with 7 on the play clock. 2 tight ends from the 34 down to 3 seconds. Here's a snap. Lees has it over the right side. Matt Lees is pushed backwards. And they're going to actually give him the line of scrimmage. He got nothing. It'll be second. No, wait a minute.
You'll lose a yard? Nope.
No, it'll be second and 10. 4:10 to play in the game. Rochester leading 35-15. Matt Lees comes out of the game. Jackson back in. Rochester breaks the huddle with 18 on the play clock. Wilson Dalton will be tight to the right side. Full house backfield for Rochester. Riston tight left. Brady takes the snap from Zach Graham, and we're going to have a flag on the play. It'll be a false start on the Rochester Zebras, back up 5, and that'll bring up second down and 15. Back at the 39-yard line with 3:45 to play in the game. (35-15). Rochester up here late in the game, looking just to milk this one away.
Yeah, you're right. 3:45 left, and really it didn't start to change direction until about 2 minutes before the halftime.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right.
On the interception by Gilbreth.
Full house backfield again with 2 tight ends for the Zebras. 2nd and 15. Perez ready, takes a snap. Hands off to Prater, runs away from the defense, and off the left side. Hayden Prater off to the races. Prater stiffs our the defensive back and runs into the end zone. A 39-yard touchdown run for Hayden Prater, his second high school touchdown. And now the Zebras are up 41-15 as he stiff-armed Boggs going to the end zone.
Back-to-back touchdowns for Hayden Prater. And he now has 151 yards rushing on 11 carries.
We wondered who would step in and who could replace Corbin Wood. I'm telling you what, Hayden Prater's, what a grab.
We just had to wait for the confidence to catch up with the athleticism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Rochester on to kick. Hold us down, kick is away. It has enough and it gets through. 42-15, Zebras lead. 30-second timeout. 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4. Three and a half minutes to play in the game. Rochester now up, Brad, 42-15.
Well, big plays will always get you a ball game in your back pocket. And Rochester with another big play from Hayden Prater, 39 yards on the touchdown score, 2 plays.
I think
that's all it took.
I think the only reason he came out for one, I think he only came out for one play. I think is he cramped on that far sideline and had to come out.
Yeah, you're right.
So Rochester ready to kick to the Wabash Apaches, and we got a new return man back there for Wabash.
42. Traden Goodwin.
Okay.
Rochester with 378 rushing yards in this
That was
game.
Nothing fancy either.
No.
Everybody was in tight, full house backfield, and
Abbott and Prater have combined for 293 yards.
You know, we're going to talk obviously about the running backs in the post-game show, but we're going to definitely talk about some of the blockers up front on that line of scrimmage too. They've done a fantastic job tonight.
Yeah.
Schaefer, a nice kick, runs the receiver back to the 10. At the 20 now, the 25. Right side, runs over his own guy, and is driven backwards shy of the 30. Usually, you got a white jersey on, you might want to avoid the white.
Walker's going back in for more.
Well, give him an interception. That's what he wants. And then he's like, "You're gonna kidding me? I'm not coming out." Mac, we got some new faces in the game. Let's see if we can get to some of those.
All right. If I can see here. 57, Marshall Fishback, 6-foot freshman. 54 on the defensive line, Waylon Hayes, a 5'6" junior.
Landon Kelly back out there as well. Noah Swango into the game. He's the middle linebacker.
Oh, yeah, 59 Swango.
And now we're going to have a whistle before the play starts, and Rochester will use their second timeout. We'll take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Zebra Football, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Shepherd's Chevrolet Buick in Rochester treats you like family. Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles to fit your budget. Stop out for your test drive today, online at shepherdsrochester.com. Woodlawn Hospital, offering state-of-the-art care for Fulton County for over 100 years. Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Comprehensive care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Booth gets a carry and is swallowed up in the backfield.
Looks like 73 DeWald, who checked in, was back there. Also in 80, Elijah Yarber. Nick Allen, number 24, is in.
Marshall Fishback with a stop there.
Hayes is in the football game as well for Rochester.
Timothy Wooten, a 5'5" freshman.
Second 11 for Wabash. Taking it back to pass. Here comes some pressure. Geez, there's a hold right there by 62. What are we watching, fellas? I mean, that was a fantastic wrestling takedown. Pass is complete over the middle to Vandervelden. And it'll bring up third down and about 4 for Wabash at their own 36-yard line with 2:20 to play in the game. Rochester leading 42-15.
34, Ethan Lawson checking in, defensive back linebacker. Number 5, Antonio Schlosser.
Higdon back to pass, down the far sideline, complete. That's going to be a first down to Vandervelden.
31, Braxton Mencius, a 5'8" freshman, DB. Look at all these freshmen getting playing time. Yeah. First game of the year. How awesome is that?
First and 10 for Wabash at their 45. 2 minutes to play. Higdon, high snap, pulls it down. Here comes some pressure. There's another hold by 62, no call. And a good defense, good play in the secondary by the Rochester Zebras. Nick Allen there to knock the ball away. And that'll bring up second down and 10.
27, B.J. Barnes on the coverage as well. A 5'10" junior defensive back for the Zebras.
Apparently, I'm the only one seeing 62 hold.
Yeah.
Apparently, I am. Give me a whistle for crying out loud. A minute 49 to play. Rochester up 42-15.
Higdon coming up on 300 yards passing tonight.
Higdon rolls right, has some pressure, rolls away from the pressure, keeps it, and down the Wabash sideline, steps out of bounds, shy of midfield.
I'm surprised they're leaving him in for this.
You're right. I agree with you right there. They've already been dinged. Looks like they've already lost a running back, at least for this game, and maybe the next. He's on crutches over there on the far sideline. So Higdon picked up 3 yards. It'll bring up second down and 7 with 100 seconds to play in the game. Rochester up 42-15. Now the fog rolls in. Higdon back to pass. Rolls to the near side. Here comes some pressure. Noah Swango on the pressure and gets it away, but short hops the receiver down the field, and that'll bring up fourth down and 7 with 1:36 to play in the football game. And Wabash will go for it on 4th and 7 at their own 47-yard line. Again, 1:36 to play in the game. Rochester up 42-15.
That was his 36th passing attempt in the football game.
You're not going to win many games throwing the ball 36 times.
No.
Not at the high school level.
Trips to the near side for Wabash, which is the white side of the field on 4th and 7. Higdon takes the snap, back to pass, looks,
Screen.
flips it out over the head of the intended receiver. Rochester will take over on downs. 3 knees, please, and we go home.
Victory formation.
Right on, brother. So we got some new kids coming in here. Nope, maybe not. This is going to be the offensive regular starters coming back to take a knee here a couple of times and go home. Rochester going to start their season 1-0 and will travel to the Knox Redskins next week in non-conference action. That's a kick at about 7:30.
The senior-led offensive line for Rochester, Tyler Walker, Zane Gilbreth, Zach Graham, Jerry Plummer, and Dylan Weaver did a great job tonight. Like you said, there was only that, maybe the first half or 3/4 of the third quarter where they were getting beat off the line, but the other 3 quarters, they owned it.
Looks like the second string offense maybe come on the field after maybe Rochester takes a knee here. Perez under center. It is the victory formation as Abbott backs up. Oh, they're going to run a play. Rochester gives it to Jackson. Isaiah Jackson carries the ball across the Wabash 45 to the 44. And here comes the second string offense. These young men need a standing ovation. They have played a fantastic game tonight. Fantastic. 1:17 to play in the game.
Wow. Again, 2 years removed from, a very bad year. Look where we're at now. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. So Rochester, their second string, looking at second down at about 5.
Now in at quarterback, Antonio Schlosser.
I don't know who carried the ball there. Was that
34 maybe? Ethan
Ethan
Lawson.
Lawson?
Yep.
loses a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and down, and loses a yard. It'll be 3rd and 6. 45 seconds to play in the game.
Braxton Mencius running in the play.
Okay.
87, Jarrett Regan running out. He was in at flanker, split end.
Down to 19 on the play clock, 30 on the game clock.
Hayes is your center.
High backs for Rochester.
71, Braden Pender in the game.
Fishback at 1 tackle.
Kelly gets a pitch going left. Landon Kelly down the left side. Look out. And Kelly grabbed by the shirt tail and brought down, but not till he gained about 10 yards. Another zebra first down with 15 seconds to play in the game. He carries the ball inside the 35 to around the 33-yard line.
That was an impressive gear right there.
Yeah. Jarrett Regan brings a play in from the sideline. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And Rochester does not get a play off. The final, the Zebras win their opener, 42-15. Postgame show coming up next, 92.1 WROI and RTC TV4.